what we got. Anybody I need to say hi to who's jumped on early? Maybe? No?
Hey,
Yes?
let's say hi to Tom and Christina and Velda.
Hmm. Hey, Tom. Hey, Velda. Hey, Christina. Good to have you all here. Exciting stuff. Whew, getting a hot flash. Bear with me. Oh, Lord. Okay. Let's move on to the next day. So let's talk about, again, a reminder, aortic dissection, the patient guide. And I don't have those stats. Do I have those stats right in front of me? Easy, maybe. I think I do. Uh, this book was originally created, this guide was originally created in the UK and Ireland. When I went there in 2022 in the fall, I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw it, and I asked, and I was immediately granted permission to bring this book back to Aortic Hope so that we could edit it and tweak it and get our community's pictures in there and our stats in there and, add extra words like we go to the hospital, we don't go to hospital. So I had to do that, but we worked on it. We worked on it for a very long time and got it out probably right around now, October, November of 23. So it's been almost a year, pretty much around a year that we had it out in downloads. And within that first year, as of the other day, I think we were up to, I think it was like 5,100 downloads, maybe. Could have even been more by now. But that's a lot of downloads, you guys. And Spanish, we're already up to 38 downloads. And Spanish didn't even become a thing until just a few months ago. Just a few months ago. So that's a lot. It's a lot of people that are touching this book. And then we had it ready to go for print towards the end of the year. And let's see, print. I don't have the total number of copies that I thought I had that stat. Sorry, I do not, but it's a lot. Let's just say a lot. A lot of people. A lot of people. The total number, it's over 3,000 because the total number of copies that have been distributed, whether download or hard copies, is like closer to 8,600. It's a lot. And that is between how many books went out in bulk to doctors' offices and individual guides that were sent to people. So it's a lot. And it's very exciting. And they're still available for free if anybody wants to make a download, if anybody wants to make an order because you want a copy. Most importantly, if your doctor's office does not have a box of these guides, please have them reach out to us, send them the link to our website because it's on 3 different sections. There's no way they're going to miss this. And we would love to send them a box of 25 guides for free. It's all for free. So this is what you're going to see here, all the information about the book. And we have heard many people say that if this book had been available for them after they suffered an aortic dissection, that their recovery would have been a lot different. And I know personally for myself, it definitely would have been very different. I would have not been scared to get up and walk. I would have not been scared to sneeze, cough, emote. I mean, forget about arguing. I mean, that was great. Like, you can't argue. Like, no spouses are arguing with you. The kids don't disagree with you. But I couldn't even get too happy. I was so scared to laugh because I didn't know what was going to happen to me. I didn't even understand anything. And this book is so easy to read. It really explains everything from what is an aorta. And in the time that this was written till now, the aorta has already been deemed its own organ. That's how fast information is changing with its own zones, its own diagnosis and treatment. I mean, it's incredible. It's so very exciting. But check out this guide. The exciting news is that aortic disease, the patient guide, fingers crossed, will be available as a download by the beginning of the year, if not sooner, but probably around the beginning of the year, January, February. And then shortly, right around thereafter, we'll have it available as a hard copy. And aortic disease, the patient guide, really, it's kind of like the prequel. If we could have a perfect world, it would be the prequel, right? Because aortic dissection is something that's rare that we're trying to avoid, but aortic disease is much more common than we think. And that guide takes you again through what is an aorta, and it takes you through, let's start off with aortic valve disease, since that's the very, very beginning, at the beginning of the aorta. What are the different types of disease elements like congenital, which would be bicuspid or anything that's not tricuspid, right? It would also takes us through aortic stenosis as well as aortic regurgitation, takes us through symptoms, diagnosis, monitoring, treatment, recovery, all the way through aneurysms in each of the zones. So we're talking about ascending, arch, thoracic descending, abdominal. Takes you through all of that. Again, symptoms, monitoring, or diagnosis, monitoring, treatment, and recovery. It also takes us through the genetics because that's been updated as well. Takes us through the medications that you might be prescribed. A lot about exercise, since there's been some additions to guidelines when it pertains to exercise. It also takes us through support, the variety of support that one can receive, the emotional and mental health issues that are associated in this watchful, waiting community. And it's just an overall easy to read book, kind of one of those things that I wish I had and I will hand to my family members. Even though I have nothing genetic wise today that points out why my dissection happened, I know that it's there, but we just haven't discovered it. But I want my mom, I want my sister, I want my niece, I want my son, I want them to understand anything about aortic disease because there's always that slight chance that this could happen to one of them. That's what this guide is primarily made for. Family members, carers of those who have been impacted by aortic disease, and patients who have already been identified as having aortic disease. So we're so super excited. It has been written by some amazing community members, caregivers, as well as patients, medical students, and physicians. It's being clinically reviewed right now, and then we will go after our endorsements from the Society of Thoracic Surgeons and the Society for Vascular Surgery. So keep your eye out for that. But that was our Tuesday post.
I like this. Hold on. But also, the playlist is now available.
Oh my goodness.
Right? And if you click back onto that homepage right there.
Where page? This page? This page?
Click back on the homepage.
Oh, yeah. This page.
Yeah. And then scroll down just a little bit. You'll see that this has been updated. Aortic Dissection, the Patient Guide, free download or a YouTube playlist.
Where's it? Where's
right
it?
In front of you.
It would bit me in the face if I didn't look closer. All right, you guys, this YouTube playlist, it's one of the things I don't like doing. I don't like having to record. There's something, Josh will tell you.
She
There's
did
something
a fantastic job, is what I will tell you.
But we need to play the blooper reel because some of those words like spironolactone, atherosclerotic, what was the one that really got me? Oh my gosh. And I could not stop laughing. I had to get a fan because I was laughing so hard. My face was beet red. And then when we had to finish, I think at one point I couldn't find the shirt I used but it was a good time. So if you are looking for somebody to audibly, basically, read you this guide.
Yeah, read along. Yeah. But also, this the playlist it's broken down into the different sections, right? And so if you have questions or comments, you're going to be able to question or comment directly to the section that it's underneath. I mean, it's the whole thing, I think, if the whole playlist was in one, it would be 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Right? I think so. I want to say the first, like section A, I think was the biggest, and that was like a 90-minute run. And then the other two were 40 and 40, I think, something like that.
Now, you can increase the speed. You can go to the settings 100%. And change it from normal and make me talk really, really fast. And then you can still read along and go through that if it's too long for you. But I love that it's been broken down so you don't have to sit through everything. If you just want to read certain sections or listen and watch certain sections where I'm on YouTube reading it to you like a bedtime story, you can do that. And maybe I'll put you to blissfully sleep. Who knows?
Oh, look at this.
Maybe you'll be laughing.
Tony Montana says, aloha from Australia. And then he says the YouTube playlist was fantastic. That's what I'm talking about. That right there.
It's so weird to me. So weird, but thank you. It was fun once I understood, because when we first started recording, I was kind of robotic. And then once I shrugged it off, then I kind of got into it. I definitely got into it. It's hard to read.
Story time. This is the best. I have Karen do this exact thing once a week, every week.
And yet when I had to go start reading from pages, I was like, oh my God, I don't know what I thought I was supposed to do. Be like a person reading reading a book, like an Audible. And I never listened to one. So I don't know what I thought it was supposed to sound like. But then once I got my groove, it was fine.
Yeah, now it sounds a lot like this.
Just like this. But you edited out my mispronunciations. Well, I wish I remember what that one word was. And it got me for so long. It was the best. I need a blooper reel. Just saying. Just saying. All right.
And that
Hi,
is our
Tony.
aortic dissection, the patient guide spot.
Yes.